Here's my advice for making 2025 the best year of your life, and it only takes 4 steps. What's up, guys? My name is Nico Rapkulis. I've been building businesses online for over 10 years. I've invested north of $150,000 in my personal and professional development. I've been coaching entrepreneurs for the last several years on how to build out their brand authentically so that they can profit and feel good about what they're creating. So on this video, I want to walk through how to become the best version of yourself and make 2025 the best year of your life. And it all comes down to 4 different steps. So let's not waste any time and let's dive in. So first and foremost is cutting out distractions and leveling up your energy. And those go hand in hand. A lot of times what people think is that it's all about, adding more to your plate. And I couldn't disagree even more, because it's all about eliminating things and cutting out distractions. Because if you're not, then your energy is going to be very depleted. So to give you a quick example and a quick story on this, I was talking with a prospective client recently, and it was pretty interesting talking to her, and I was asking her specific questions about, what are your goals within the next, 3 months, 6 months. It's kind of usually the way we start it. And she was telling me, probably about 7 different things. And just think about it like this, is that I always look at it like, time and energy, they're almost kind of go hand in hand, but think about them as like units of energy, or maybe even tokens. And basically, however many tokens that you put in that machine, it's going to grow that quickly, right? And so if you have 7 different things that you're putting quarters in, you're putting those units of energy in, and let's say you only have 1,400 a day, or 14,000, I think, is depending on how many seconds is it per day, right? But if you have 8 different things that you're putting all these things into, it's going to fatigue your arm first and foremost. It's going to not give you as many quarters in each one, and therefore it's going to take longer for each one to actually build up. And let's say that it takes, a certain amount, let's say, 5,000. You have to put 5,000 quarters, 5,000 units of energy for it to actually realize that particular goal. Well, if you're putting in like 8 different ones, or even more, because a lot of times people are putting their quarters in a million different things every single day, and they're distracted by social media, they're distracted by people, friends, places, ideas, thoughts. Like, there's so many things to be distracted. We're ever so more distracted than we ever been before in today's day and age, because the world is designed and set up to distract you, because everyone's trying to pull your attention. But if you're constantly being distracted by so many things, and you only have this 14,000 amount of quarters and units of energy, and you're putting them in all sorts of different things, and you have to hit that 5,000, that 10,000 units of energy, those quarters, for you to actually realize that goal, it's just going to take a really long time. So it just depends on how quickly you want to realize your goals, how quickly you want to get there. Because if you are dispersing your energy all over the place, then it's just going to take much longer. And so 2 of the biggest distractions that I've uncovered throughout my 37 years of life, and of all my experience through business and relationships and everything that we've done, especially what we talk about inside of our Skool Community, authentic influence, is that really it comes down to eliminating those distractions that are the ones that really hold your attention the most. So I want you to look at this thing right here. And I want to talk a little bit more about this, but this is our Vibe KPI sheet. We use it for our clients. We're actually giving it away to a few people. So if you would like one of these, go ahead and comment down below, and we'll happily give this over to you as a little bonus for some of the people that are the most engaged into our content. But you can see right here, one of the things that I always like talking about in our vibrational KPI sheet is our anchors. And you'll notice this one is that anchors, what I really refer to them as, is their distractions. And so for me, distractions are social media in particular. So, scrolling, doom scrolling. I don't know if you can ever relate to that, but I have the habit of doing that. And so I'm on the search to how can I eliminate that distraction. I found some really cool stuff recently that I'm going to share with you here in a second. Another one is porn sometimes. A little ashamed to admit that, but sometimes it comes in and out, it just happens. So I'm working on figuring out a way on how to eliminate that distraction. But most importantly, I would say another couple 2 ones is sleep, is not getting good sleep. And then also is people, right? And my life is a whirlwind of people, and it's been really cool as I've built out my brand. I have endless amount of opportunities. People want to get on calls. People want to go grab coffee. People want to hang out. People want to go to events. People inviting me to their events. And I've thrown a lot of events. I've thrown over 15 events at this point, virtual and in-person events with hundreds and hundreds of people. And it's really cool, but then everyone's biting at my attention. So it's about getting clear on who are the people that I want in my circle, in my sphere, and I'm not adhering to all these different text messages and answering all these things, because that can pull your energy a lot, right? So think about who are the people that are going to add to your life. Who are the people that are going to help you get to your goals? And really that's coming down to number 2 is I want you to get clear on your goals. I want you to deconstruct them, and I want you to track your progress. Okay, so it's really good to track those goals and hit those goals and decide on what those goals are based on your vision, based on your values, based on your authentic brand. And if you need any help with that, obviously join our free Skool Community. The link's down in the video description, and we have a coaching program as well if you want more customization and accountability, which a lot of people desire at the beginning of these years. But it's really important to deconstruct them, because if it's your big goal is, let's say you have a business, a coaching business, and you want to do $100,000 a month, or let's just say a year to just example purposes, that would mean that you'd have to make at least $10,000 a month every single month, or you'd have to actually average that out. So how many clients is that? If you're charging $5,000, that means you need 2 clients every single month. So now we've deconstructed that. Okay, we deconstructed it even a little bit more. How many leads do we need to get people on calls to actually close 2 clients a year, or 2 clients a month? So typically that would probably be 10 qualified sales calls. You're closing at a 25% rate. That would mean that you're actually hitting your goal. You're going to be hitting that $100,000. So it's really important to deconstruct those goals. Now, obviously, we talk a lot about the woo and the do, and a lot of times we, give that to God, and he'll kind of just let it form. But the thing is, as a business owner, you have to let numbers guide you. I see the thing that I've uncovered over the last, 10 years, even 20 years of doing online business, is that the people that struggle the most, and the times that I've been in the most challenging periods in my time, is when I don't have enough data and I don't let the data help me make decisions. A lot of times what I was, really having challenges with, and, a lot of my clients and people I've coached in the past and, in the present, is that they're just they're trying to figure out everything themselves. And they're just oh, well, this will be a good idea. Oh, maybe I could do this, and I could do this, and all these ideas. And again, coming back to distractions, it just causes a lot of friction, and it just doesn't really help. But if you had, hundreds of website visitors, of people that opted in and gave you your email address and was interested in your business, and then, you got on a bunch of calls, and it just basically, you had so much data that told you yes, your offer is really good. It's just a matter of getting more traffic, or you need to change up your messaging a little bit. And it's just, the data really tells you if you're not getting enough clicks, that means you're not putting out enough content. You're not running enough ads, right? If you're not getting enough people to convert into leads from those clicks, that means that there's something messed up with your process of converting them into a lead. Right? And if they're not converting from leads to getting on calls, or they're not converting from leads to customers, depending on what your model is, then that means there's something wrong with the sales process, or something wrong with the messaging there. So you have to organize that. So it's really important to find that constraint. Get obsessed about what is the current constraint in your business. Because something I love talking about is that, think about your business, and you don't even think about this as your life as well. You can adhere this to anything in your life, but basically look at the theory of constraints. So let's say you have a garden hose, and there's a clamp right here, and that's where all the water is flowing, and it's stuck and it can't move. Yet you have a couple holes on this side of the water hose, right? And you're patching up these holes. Well, it makes no sense for you to actually patch up those holes until you unclamp this and let the water flow. So this clamp represents the constraint, the theory of constraint. Okay, so what is the constraint inside of your business, inside of your life? Until you find exactly what that constraint is, it's going to be really challenging. And the data really tells you what that actual constraint is, and that's why it's so important to create a lot of data. And so how you create a lot of data is you create content, you create ads, you get a bunch of traffic, and the traffic is the water. And then once you find that first clamp, then it's okay, well, we're getting a bunch of traffic, but then that traffic isn't converting into leads. Okay, now this is our constraint. We need to focus on this constraint, and that'll tell us exactly what is going to help us in our life and our business. And so one thing that we do is, in terms of tracking, is we use this thing called the 90-day GPS tracker, and it'll basically show you, week by week. And this is one thing that I'm going to dive into here in a second, but you can see like week by week, we're tracking our progress, and it's all based on our 90-day goals. Okay, so it's in career, relationships, time and energy, and health. Those are the areas that we focus on. And so that's the one thing I want to share as well in here is work in 90-day sprints, practice deep work, and level up your awareness. So let's talk about working in 90-day sprints and why we do that. So 3 months, it's really important to work in 3-month segments because of the fact that, if we're not, it's kind of like we're just like a floating in the wind. Right. And I've done that. I've tested so many different things over the last decade, even 2 decades, of like what can help you the most in terms of becoming the best version of yourself, making the next year the best year of your life. And again, one of the best things that I've recommended for clients that's helped me significantly is working in 90-day segments. There's a book called, I think it's the 12-week year, that really sparked this for me. But when you really understand this, the whole point behind working in 90-day segments is because, one, you can set goals, you can track the goals. If you have a tracking sheet like that, again, we're happy to give that away to a few people. So comment down below and we'll give this away. We normally reserve these for clients, but want to really give a lot of value out, and that's really the goal of these videos. But when you work in 90-day segments, then you can track your progress. Not only you set your progress, you set your goals, you deconstructed your goals. Now you can track your goals based on the weeks. And then the other really cool thing about this is that you can give rewards and you can give punishments for either hitting your goals or not hitting your goals, or hitting all the actions, not hitting all the actions. That's what I really like to do. And I like to hit an 80% success rate. So let's say I wanted to, just for argument's sake, I want to get 10 clients. Okay. And if I get 8 clients, that means I got an 80% execution rate. That means I hit my goal. Okay. I'm at 80%, and therefore I would reward myself. So for me, it's something like an overnight trip to Sedona. I love going and spending time in Sedona. It's a little bit more than the day trips that I like going to every single month. So I say I like to reward myself. And then if I don't hit my 80%, let's say I only, get 5 out of 10, that's a 50% execution rate. Then what I'm going to do as a punishment is I'm going to decide on a charity or an organization that I do not support, and I'm going to donate, a certain amount of money to it. Those are typically some of the rewards and punishments that I do, because you want to sting a little bit for not hitting it, and the whole goal is to actually hit that. So then you want to reward yourself. And again, we are very motivated by avoidance of pain and getting towards pleasure. So when you can work in 90-day sprints, that adheres to all of that. And what I recommend is that you work in you do 3 per year. So you take about a month break after each 90-day sprint, so you can give yourself a little bit time to rest and relax. And that's actually coming back down to my point number 4 that I'm going to explain a little bit first. But I want to talk about practice deep work. Now, I extensively talk about that inside of our Vision Accelerator, inside of our Skool Community. But deep work is so imperative. You must work in deep work segments. You can use a timer. This one's a little annoying, I will be honest. It's that tick, 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 and then it blows up at the end, it feels like. But there's another one on there. There's one on Amazon. I actually had it, but my business partner took it home. And it's really cool. It's digital, and you can just like twist it, and it'll basically work, and you just hit it, and then at the end, it'll just kind of flash. It's really cool. But anyways, I strongly recommend that you work in deep work. There's a book by Cal Newport called Deep Work, and it talks about how you get so much more done when you're actually in a deep work flow. You're getting into flow. You're in a nice, organized, when you just get into those mindsets and those flows of deep work, and you're just flowing. And you're not thinking about all these different things. You're not distracted by your mind, your thoughts, different things. And you get so much more done. You literally can get like 10 times more done than just having this fragmented work. And what I recommend, and I didn't even necessarily talk too deep about this yet, I want to talk about our phones. Okay? Understand that when your phone is around you, you are dumber. Okay, they've done countless studies on this. When your phone is around you, they did a bunch on children, and when their phone was around them, whether it was right next to them or it was in the same room, then their test scores went down. So what I always do is I always take my phone except for when I'm recording on it. And I put it in the next room, right? And that's the same thing with sleep, right? I don't, one of the biggest rules I have is I don't have my phone in my bed. I don't have my phone in my bedroom at all, right? And so I have it in the next room. When the alarm goes off, I get up, I turn it off, and then I get going on the day. But understand, when you can work in deep work, whether you have at least 1 or 2 deep work segments every single day, do it for 50 minutes to an hour, then take a physical break, go outside, take a walk, do whatever you got to do. But make sure that you are doing deep work and you're doing at least 50 minutes of non-interrupted deep work, and you're focusing on and you're having a great working session. And from there, once you do those 2 deep work sections every single day to be more productive so that you're not being distracted by your phone, then I want you to level up your awareness. And one of the things I made a video on this, but it was basically talking about how I use ChatGPT to reprogram my subconscious mind. Right? And it's really, really powerful. I'm going to continue to make some more because it seemed like people gravitated towards that topic. But one of the things I've been using is AI to help me level up my awareness. Now, another thing that we do inside of our Vision Accelerator program is we have a weekly reflection sheet. And this is just really powerful to understand, what did I do well this week? What can I improve upon this week? And that's what I use inside the Vibe KPI sheet and a lot of other things, is that I'm always tracking like, what went well and what can I improve upon? They've done this in the military. I believe it's called the After Action Review, AAR. So it's just after everything you do, you just like, hey, what did I do well? What can I improve upon? What did I do well? What can I improve upon? And if you take that approach to your week, every single week on Sundays, I do my AAR. Basically, I have my weekly reflection sheet and I see like, what did I do well? What can I improve upon? And then what am I going to do this next week? And it's leveling up my awareness. But then the other thing I do as well, I've really been tapping into this, is going into ChatGPT and just basically like logging a lot of my thoughts and getting more aware, and then asking it questions where I can, get more awareness from it, because it basically is a version of your subconscious mind. I call it your subconscious 2.0. And if you give it enough data, coming back to this whole concept of giving data, the more data that you give it, the more it can actually realize and help you understand what is going on, where are your blocks, how can you be even more aware? Because I've learned so much, whether that's journaling, whether that's doing the weekly reflection sheets, whether that's using ChatGPT, the more that awareness that I can level up, the more I understand myself, the more I'm coaching myself. And there's so much power in being coached, whether that's by yourself, and you can do this with something like ChatGPT and you're leveling up your awareness, or you hire somebody, you want more accountability, you want more customization. There's so much power in hiring a coach. That's why I've spent north of $150,000 on coaches, courses, masterminds, because I want to understand myself and I want to level up my awareness. The more that you level up your awareness, you start seeing what your holes are, you see what your blocks are, and that's when you can really start leveling up. So, number 4 is stay relentless and rest when you're tired. Now, I want to give a quick little story around this. So, we just finished Christmas break. I thought, I was going back to Colorado to visit my family. I thought I could get a bunch of work in. I definitely could have got a bunch of work in. But the other thing I will tell you this, and I want to really hammer home this whole concept of rest when you're tired, and this comes back into the whole 90-day sprint, is because we want to do 3 90-day sprints every year, right? We don't want to do 4. Because what is that going to do? It's just going to put us in hyperdrive. It's going to get us energetically drained. And that's why we talk about cutting out distractions and leveling up your energy, is because you have to always focus on your energy. Okay. We always talk about the woo and the do, and a big component of the woo is your energetic state. And so here's the thing, and learn from my mistake this year, is that I was on go all year long. I was always on my phone. I was always, DMing, marketing, generating leads for my business. I was always, setting up for the next event. We did 7 events this year in terms of podcast events, but we also did a bunch of men's hangs. We did dinners. I did so many events this year. I think it was close to like 50 events or something crazy. And my energy was just drained. And I was coming into this Christmas break and I was like, I can still go. I can keep on going, right? But I just recall this post that I believe my mom sent me, and it was a myriad of different things. It was like, when you're unclear, start journaling. When you're lacking faith, read the Bible. One of the things that really stuck out to me is that when you're tired, rest. And so what happened is I decided, instead of continuing to work and go, I basically took the whole week off of my phone and devices and everything. Like I barely had my phone on me at all. I literally had, for an entire week, I touched my phone for about 30 minutes. I was tracking my time on there. 30 minutes in a whole week, and I felt the most rejuvenated, the most rested, and I've never felt like that. I didn't feel like that the entire year, but I feel rested. Okay. And it's important to feel rested to stay relentless. If you're just always on go and you're always draining your energy, and you're always just working on a 5% battery, like think about your phone and how your phone operates and works when you have a 5% battery, a 3% battery, a 1% battery. And just think about that. If you are not cutting out distractions and leveling up your energy and getting around the right people and not spreading yourself so thin, so you're putting all those quarters in a million different things. If you're just constantly draining your energy and you're not resting when you're tired, you're basically running your own internal battery at a 5%, a 3%, a 1%. And that's why you start bugging out. That's why you're not sleeping good. Even when you're tired, you're not resting. So it's really important to rest. Get out in nature. Sleep good. Like sleep in, right? That's what I did. I went to bed at right around like 10:30 every night. And then I woke up at 7:30, 8 o'clock sometimes, even like 8:30. I rested in bed and I journaled a little bit, but I just took some time to just rest and chill and relax. And that's allowed me to come back and I'm ready to tackle this year, this next year, this 2025. So if you are not feeling rested, if you're tired, rest. It's so imperative, because if you're not rested, none of this stuff works. Right? You can't get clear on your goals. You can't deconstruct them. You can't track your progress because you're just feeling so frazzled. Okay? You can't work in these 90-day sprints. You can't practice deep work. You can't level up your awareness. You can't stay relentless if you're always tired. I heard something, this is what I want to finish the video on, is that exhaustion is the enemy. Okay? I really want you to focus on that. And for me, one of my biggest goals of this year is to be one of the best sleeping years of my life. I know it's kind of like an interesting goal, but I really want to focus on my health. I really want to focus on my energy. I want to keep on leveling up my energy. I want to keep on leveling up my sleep. I want to get better at sleep. That's why, I'm starting to, even deconstruct even more. I get mouth tape. I got these nasal strips too, these magnetic nasal strips that'll help me breathe a little bit more and get better sleep, and going to bed earlier and waking up earlier, and just continue to optimize that, because I know when I'm consistently raising my energy and I have a fuller battery, everything else works extremely well. So again, just to recap, is cut out distractions to level up your energy. A lot of times that is your phone. A lot of times that is like social media. A lot of times that is sleep. A lot of times that is people. And dispersing yourself to so many different things. See how you can narrow and focus. Okay, focus is one of the most important things in life and business. They even talked to Warren Buffett and Bill Gates. They both said the most important thing in business is focus. How can you focus? How can you narrow your focus and stop spreading yourself so damn thin? Once you do that, get clear on your goals, deconstruct those goals, and then track your progress using something like the 90-day tracking, a vibrational KPI sheet. Again, happy to give those. Just leave a comment down below. Work in 90-day sprints, practice deep work, and level up your awareness. Okay, use 90-day sprint trackers like what we have, or create your own, or just write it down. Practice deep work. Make sure that you're working in deep segments where you're actually getting away from your phone, you're getting away from devices, getting away from distractions, and you're putting some dedicated time and attention and energy to your craft, whatever that is, on that constraint that your business adheres to, or your life constraints, and really go in on that for at least an hour. Set a timer, and then when that timer hits, go take a mental and a physical break, and then come back and do at least another one. Do 2 a day. Okay. From there, level up your awareness. Always do an after action review, whether that's after the week, after the day, after a certain, even going out and being social. I'd always go out and what did I do well today? What can I improve upon? Okay. And then number 4 is stay relentless, and most importantly, rest when you're tired. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Truly appreciate you. If you want to level this stuff up, make sure to join our Skool Community, where we have almost 1,000 people in there. It's called Authentic Influence. The link's down in the video description. And if you want to learn more about our coaching program, where we offer more accountability and more customization so you can hit your goals quicker and we can keep you on track, there's a link down below, a video that'll walk you through our 3 steps to our Woo+Do process to help you really level up your life, your business, your brand, so that you can take 2025 and make it the absolute best year of your life. Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.